G'day there, thanks for coming to my channel. Please let me just take a moment to thank the people that are responsible for this channel even existing, my patrons. These guys do more for me than I can ever put into words. Thank you all so much. Man, I cannot believe just how big this screen is getting now. It just totally blows my mind. You guys are nuts, you're insane, and I love yous all. Anyway, it's time for the video, so I hope you enjoy.
So guess who just got back from the hair salon? I hope you like it. I'm going through a bit of an emo phase right now, but I do like it quite a bit. Check it out. Yeah, I got trailers back. Hello, g'day, and welcome to another video on the RooTube. Unless you are some kind of wizard, or you just downloaded this earlier, you must be on the internet right now. If you haven't already noticed, furries have quite the significant presence on the old interwebs, as it's one of the few ways to present yourself as your persona. Change your avatar, set your name, boom, ta-da! That's who you are. It's pretty heckin' sweet. It is also a great way to connect with other furries. But internet etiquette can be very different to how it works in the real world though, because you can't use inflections or facial expressions to give off a particular feeling or intention. You can really annoy or offend someone without even realizing. So it is definitely within your best interest to be as polite and respectful as possible to ensure that your time in the fandom is a smooth one. So, let's start with the basics, your appearance. Most social medias out there allow you to set your own avatar, so you might be like, alright cool, well I don't have any art yet, so I'm a husky, so let's go to Google, let's look up cute furry husky, let's have a look. Oh yeah, there we go, that one's cute, let's take that, and let's set that as my avatar, sweet. No. Congratulations, you have already broken one of the biggest no-nos of the fandom, art theft. It's okay if you didn't mean to, we're pretty forgiving, just change it to something that you own.
But Pocari, if they don't want people to use it, they shouldn't put it on the internet.
Yeah, and shops put items right outside their storefront that don't even keep an eye on them. You could totally take one, but just because you can take one, that doesn't mean you should now, does it? Because that is cold stealing, and so is taking art from the internet that doesn't belong to you. Because not only are one, you're taking away sales from the artist, but two, you are stealing the identity of the character that is in the picture. Someone actually owns that, and they probably paid a lot of money to even have that done, and the artist would have put countless hours into making it. Artists need a portfolio to show clients, which involves putting them on the internet so they can be like, hey, check out the stuff I can do, please buy my art. But when you do that, it possibly will show up on Google Images. Nobody puts anything on Google Images on purpose. Google just searches the internet and grabs stuff that fit your search terms. And have you noticed that when you click on a result in Google Images, down the bottom there's a little writing, it says, images may be subject to copyright, i.e. you might not have the right to use it, like this case. If it's not a character that belongs to you and you're not the artist, odds are you do not have permission to use it. Please, please, please either draw something yourself, color some lines yourself, commission an artist, or use just a random photo that you took. Otherwise, you might find yourself blocked at complete random because people just want to protect their artwork from you. Now, when you do have art that you've bought, or you just really want to share some cool art that you found without claiming it, you need to credit the artist. Ideally by linking to one of their social media platforms or their websites, but just the name is better than nothing. Please don't leave the credit as just art not mine, credit to the artist, I don't claim this, as this is robbing the artist of exposure and sales again. If you cannot credit the artist, you cannot repost their work. A lot of artists don't even like their art being reposted at all, even with credit, so please be respectful and check whether or not this is the case. It is a good idea to follow those requests and conditions that artists have to avoid being blacklisted from their commissions in the future. Now you're all set up and ready to start talking to people, let's go over some conversation etiquette. When sending a message to someone, I highly recommend beginning the conversation with something more than just, hi, hey, hello. People are more hesitant to reply to messages like that, as it doesn't give the conversation any clear direction, making the whole thing seem a lot more tedious. 9 times out of 10, the conversation will fall into, hi, hey, how you doing? Good, how's you? Good, that's good, cool. Ask yourself, what made you want to talk to this person in the first place? Find something to kick off that conversation, like, maybe they had a cool persona. You can start with, hi, I really like your character. Can you tell me some more about them? Maybe they play a game that you like to play as well. Hello, I saw you also play Smash Bros. Who do you main? Opening with a question not only gives them a very clear thing to reply with, if it's something they're passionate about, they will be excited to keep talking about it with you. From there, let the conversation take its natural course, and there you have it. A perfectly normal conversation that aligns with the etiquette of the interwebs. It is also worth keeping in mind that nobody is obliged to have to reply to you. People get busy, miss messages, get socially burned out, or just don't feel like it. Unless it's business related, Everybody has the right to choose who they talk to online. They will most likely get back to you another time. Going on from messages, furries are extremely involved in online roleplay, which does come with its own etiquette, and unfortunately, I am not very experienced in the roleplay world. So, I have enlisted the help of fellow YouTuber, Lightning Runner. Take it away for me.
Roleplay is a big part of this furry community. It's like you could be your own character on the internet, and you don't even have to have a fursuit. The first rule of roleplay, ask. Ask if they want to roleplay with you, and if they say no, probably don't follow it up with, well, why not? Unless y'all previously know each other, or if you regularly do these kind of RP sessions online, even then, they have the right to say no. Roleplaying as a whole is just a hobby. Think of it like any other hobby like sports or video games. If someone just kept begging you to play Apex Legends or Fortnite, or like they just threw a fit if you wouldn't play basketball with them, then you should not feel as entitled to roleplay with someone. This isn't like serious business or anything, but above all, just ask for consent. Second rule, once you initiate said roleplay, you built your setting of your fantasy world, get creative. But also keep in mind that people have limits, some you might not even think about. Let's say your story is coming along all nice and cute and all that, but then you post that reply that you just worked so hard on. And then suddenly they tell you, hey, I'm a little uncomfortable with this. Can you not do that? Is that okay? The rhythm takes a halting stop, the flow is gone. You're taken aback as you realize that you just made your friendo uncomfortable, probably because they don't like getting their hair pulled or something weird. So what do? Relax, take a deep breath, you reflect, you reply with a apology if you have to. This is not a stab at you, it's not even a stab at all. This is more of a small stumble, and all you have to do is adjust. Keep in mind that if you think something in your roleplay, it might set someone off or weird them out, considering that you ask them first, hey, is this cool? Can we do this? And they have the ability to say no, and you have the privilege to not jump down their throat and ask, but why not? Communication is key. Keep it chill, keep it cool, and remember, relax. Those are my only 2 rules, but now we can go into the softer guidelines and recommendations. First of all, have an idea, an inkling, a vague concept of what you want to do before you actually ask someone beforehand. It's okay to have a little bit of a brainstorm, but don't just sit there and think, I'm bored. Why don't you just think of something? I'm lazy. No one likes that. That's not cute. If you're in a group roleplay, you need to find a turn order. This person posts, and then this person, and then that person replies to all that, and then it repeats. Make sure everyone is included and has a chance to participate. Also, if someone does not show up or is AFK, away from keyboard, do not be afraid to exclude their character or just have them be on autopilot for the rest of the story for the time being. Make sure they know beforehand too. Now, original characters and sonas are preferred since this is furry roleplay, but playing another character that is another recognized character, it's a little bit iffy. You might be okay role-playing as a canon character, something from a show or a video game or pop culture. Like, I'm sure the people over at Marvel are not going to be mad that you are going to be in a group roleplay playing as Rocket Raccoon for a little one-off story. It doesn't involve any distribution or profit from said character. But other furry personalities, other furry YouTubers, another artist, no. I would back away from that. I would avoid that. It might actually ruin the reputation of that character's original owners if you do that. Pocari has showed me this tweet. If your account has other people's art you use to roleplay with and says some garbage like art is not mine or art belongs to the respective artists, I'm blocking the bleep out of you. I had to retire one of my suits because some nerd RP'd as me to the point I got assaulted at cons. Yeah, it is that serious, so don't do it. Something fun that you can do is that you can catalog your characters, your preferences, and any other details that you want to people to know about before delving into a roleplay. Any of your OCs or personas, you can put those up on a website like Toy House or RefSheet. You can use other websites, maybe like a custom blog spot or Wix website. It's up to you, really. That's about it then. Now back to you, Pocari.
Thank you so much for that, Lightning. Please do go check out his channel if you get the time. He really does deserve some more subs. Next, I want to talk about etiquette when commissioning artwork. When you find an artist, please check if they're open for commissions. It should say somewhere on their profile or their website or a recent post. If they are open, go for it. And if you can't find it, it's a good idea to open up your conversation with something like, I'm not sure if you're open for commissions or not, but I would like to ask about a commission, please. If you don't have a reference sheet, please ask the artist to make sure that they're okay working with however you plan to explain your character to them. A lot of artists don't like to work from descriptions because it takes so much extra time trying to get something that you are going to like and have your character exactly as you want it. If you do have a reference sheet, please make sure it is nice and clear with at least a front and back view. I also recommend getting a reference sheet that isn't shaded. A reference sheet that has the flat, pure colors will be a lot easier for your artist to understand. If your reference sheet is traditional, then you need to either scan it in or take a photo of it in very good lighting. And of course, please make sure the character is actually yours. Just like avatars, you can't use art just because you found it on the internet. So the same goes for reference sheets. During the commission, if you need anything changed, you need to let the artist know as soon as possible. A lot of artists will actually send you a work in progress sketch for you to approve, because that's the stage where it is easiest to make some changes. If you approve the sketch but then ask for a very large change after it's been lined and colored, the artist has every right to refuse your change or charge you more money. Once at this stage in an art piece, large changes are very hard to make and take a lot of extra time, so it can be perceived as rude if you ask for a change at this time. If it's something that is the artist's fault, like something they've missed on your reference sheet, that is okay. Just again, be sure to point it out as soon as possible, and most artists will be happy to fix that up for you, no problem. But if it's an error on your end, be sure to offer some compensation and a lot of apologies. And finally, please don't pressure your artist into talking to you or being your friend after you commission them. If there is a natural chemistry and engagement from both sides, sure, go ahead. But most of the time, you will find that it was a strictly business-related interaction. Artists don't have enough time as is, so please don't push some extra obligations on them. There is more I could talk about when it comes to commission etiquette, but I think that could be an entire video by itself. So I'll leave you with those most important things for now. The last thing I would like to cover in etiquette is when leaving comments. The general rule of thumb is if their post isn't hurting anybody, and you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Critique that wasn't asked for can be perceived as quite rude. You might not like it, but what if they absolutely love it? Plus, you don't know what other battles they could be fighting. They could be one harsh comment away from going down a very deep, dark spiral. There is no reason to crush someone's harmless enjoyment of something, so please don't. If someone mentions how much they paid for a piece of art, or an artist is advertising their prices, please don't comment with a complaint about their price. Artists can charge whatever they want, and buyers can spend as much as they like. Not everyone is going to be within your budget or think a piece is worth the same amount as you do. Maybe instead just be happy for the artist that they've managed to get to a point where their art is extremely valuable, or that someone has worked hard enough to afford such a high-priced piece of art. Get excited! A nice, thoughtful comment has the power to really make someone's day and lift them out of a bad time, so why not give it a try? You have the power. So basically, be respectful of everyone's feelings, intellectual properties, and lives outside of the internet, and you will survive just fine. Did you learn something new in the video today? Or is there a particular element of online etiquette that I didn't cover? Please leave me everything in the comments below. And again, a big thank you to Lightning Runner for helping me out with this one.
I'll let you know that I have my own video on basically what not to do to roleplay. Also, to my newest review video on a somewhat obscure 1980s anime featuring a lot of rabbits.
Don't forget to check out his channel. That's all for now. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for coming. Love ya. See you next time. Bye!